Excellent. So let me go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. And this is going to be our schedule. Today, my name is Benga Shaolu. That is my LinkedIn profile. Some of you might have been connected with me. Some of you, we might have worked together before. We might be friends. We might have been connected in one way or the other on WhatsApp. But there's some way in which you got to know about this training. It could have been through me. It could have been through someone else. Our next session, we're going to be having 5 modules, 5 sessions. The next session is going to be taken by a friend of mine. He's a very good data visualization expert from Ethiopia, but based in the United States, Michael Selesi. That is his LinkedIn profile there. We'll be taking us through the data modeling, relationships, and DAX foundations. Emmanuel Joseph, a very vibrant young man who works somewhere in Nigeria, participated in our 30 days data visualization challenge, and he has built not less than 27 dashboards using Power BI. He's going to be teaching us or showing us on December 14 how to build your first dashboard. And that is his LinkedIn profile. At some point, I will drop these links in the chat box so that we can follow it. Another very good friend of mine, a statistician par excellence. He has a PhD in statistics and data science. He's very good when it comes to data visualization, Power BI, with R, with Python. He's an expert. He's all the way from Rwanda, but he's based in the United States. He will be taking us through the first module, which is on advanced visuals, on maps creation, on customization, and on themes. He has built incredible things with Power BI that will be breathtaking. And I'm sure we're all going to be learning from his word of experience. But I must confess to you that I'm very sure by the time you are done with today's class and by the activity we'll give you on a daily basis, I'm sure before the next contact, you will be very comfortable with Power BI. I am sure that some people will drop out because they will get all the things they need to get them started from Power BI, even from this first class, and then before the end of the first week. But I think the people that would benefit more are the people that will be patient enough to wait, to understand every rudiment and learn from other people's experience. My experience, your colleague's experience might not be enough. You might need to learn from others and see from their perspectives. And then my brother, who is also a Power BI expert, who is going to be serving today as a technical assistance. If anybody is having an issue, you just drop it in the chat box. We'll create a breakout room for you, and it will go to that breakout room to attend to you, so that everybody moves at the same pace. If you are lacking behind, we'll move into that breakout room so that you can be attended to, so that at the end of the day, everybody is carried along. And we'll be talking about publishing, about sharing our work, about data storytelling. And then, because we have plethora of data, it will be good for you to do a project that you can showcase to every one of us, that it's what you learn from here that is making you to be able to develop this dashboard. Our channel of communication is going to be through our LinkedIn pages, the strategic insight profile, and then the strategic insight analytics page. Also, like you are familiar with already, we'll be uploading helpful videos on the YouTube page so that you can follow through, you can improve, you can get the best. We will not just leave it to sharing words or write-ups with you. We will do demonstration that will upload, and you can follow through those demonstrations. Then we'll communicate with you using the official email. But at times, if we're going to be sending some kind of follow-up emails like we did like 5 minutes to this meeting, we'll use our Gmail, which is the alternate email. which is also available. I think it's available on our website. If not, yeah. So let me see. We are going to be following this methodology. Like you saw in the schedule, there are going to be 5 live sessions. Today is the first live session, which we will always try to end with a mini project under supervision so that you can take something concrete and apply your knowledge. The second thing is that we will send you a daily reading document via email. In fact, you are going to have access to it today. If you are so hungry, after today's session, it's self-paced and it's from the official Microsoft learning portal. We're going to be focusing, improving our skills. Then, like I mentioned, share weekly YouTube videos. That is why you need to either subscribe or have handy the YouTube page for strategic insights and analytics. You need to complete daily tasks and share your LinkedIn, and then you tag our LinkedIn pages. That's why you need to connect with our LinkedIn pages. And before you know it, our dream and our aspiration and our hope is that you are able to create a dashboard that is as stunning, visually appealing, informative, and insightful as this. This is the least you can do. This is just a one-pager dashboard or report. You can actually create multi-page reports by the things we're going to be learning from this training. So on that note, this is where you will have access. If you click on the icon of Power BI that you have installed on your computer, some people can find it here. No, okay. Where can they even find it? Some people can find it here. You know, you can find it if you put it on your start page. I've pinned it here, is here. So once you click on it, it will bring you this blank Power BI desktop. And once you have the Power BI desktop, if you click on this, it can give you introduction. And it's that introduction that, am I recording already? Yeah, I'm recording, yeah. It is that introduction that will bring you to this page of Power BI. So if you want to be thoroughly trained, you can read information. Once you come here, you click on next. When you get to next, you will have access to different things. This is where you read about the tutorial. It will give you a lot of orientation. You can watch video archives on Power BI. You know, it will give you link of documentation. So you can see it's from clicking this first one that got me to all these places. Even if you got confused, you can read to troubleshoot. If you, like today, we're going to be covering some things about Power Query. This is a full load of information about Power Query Editor. So this is query overview in Power BI Desktop. We're going to give you a teaser today, and then you have opportunity so the only one that you have to buy is the Power BI service. That is what you use in publishing your Power BI dashboard and reports so that people in your organization can have access to it. But the one that you use as a developer, and we are training people that are able to develop Power BI reports and Power BI dashboards, it's free for you to use, and that is what you have in the Power BI desktop. So the Power BI desktop is so good that you can use it to create stunning visual with static data. So this was built yesterday. It was built with the static data that was entered. So this data is here. It's not real time. So even if I refresh it, if I come here and I refresh, the data will not change, yeah, because it is static. But I am going to show you an example of so for the people that registered for this training, we built for you a registration dashboard that shows, let me see what's happening. Okay, yeah. So this is a registration dashboard So it is live. As people are registering, is updating. So for example, now you can see how people registered. We can see that people registered highest on. So what I'm going to do now, you can see the last time this was updated was day 29. Let me refresh now and see the total registration before I refreshed. Okay. People, yeah, so you can see it's refreshing. So it is a live dashboard. That's the between a static dashboard and a live dashboard. So this dashboard, I've clicked refresh. So this dashboard should be refreshing. So this dashboard has refreshed. Now the total registration has moved from 119, which was on 29th, till 125. So meaning that we now have new registration that came in, a total of 6 new registrations that came in on the 30th, which is today. So today, that is the day of training, some people are still registering. And then we can see some information about the organization where the people that register are from. Normally, there are people that register are from 25 distinct countries. That is the way we did the dashboard. And this is the daily registration information. Then you can see where people got information on what was the information source that helped them to register. And then we have the breakdown of people that have registered. So we have novice making 75%, almost 75%. We have intermediate users of Power BI making about 24%. And then we have experts. So these experts, I'm curious, why do we have these two experts in the house? I hope they're not here. What have you come to do in this training today? If you have an idea of what you think these experts have come to do, you can drop it in the chat box. Why have they signed up? So let me see so that I'm not the only one talking. Something that is not captured here. Can you just drop here? What are your expectations? What do you hope to achieve by the time we are done with this? What do you hope to achieve by the time we are done with the 5 session of training? You can, in your own words, what are the things you want to achieve? What is your goal? What is your desire? What is your expectation? What is your aspiration? What is your target? I want to see it in the chat box. I want to be sure that I'm not talking to myself, that you are actually following in this conversation. I'm waiting for you. The chat is on. I'm looking at it. To efficiently use all components of Power BI. Princess is very ambitious. I see Princess as one of those people that is going to actually outdo herself by ensuring that she learns everything she can learn from this training. It is totally free. No kobo is going to be charged for all that you're going to be learning, courtesy of strategic insights and analytics. All our experts are doing this pro bono. They are going to be giving you all that they know, that they have learned, and they're also going to be learning from you because of the things you'll be learning from your daily reading and your daily practice. So another secret that I need to let you know is that your destiny is in your hands. How you will be by the time we are done with this training on the 28th of December is left to you. In fact, the more you practice, the better for you. I hope to use data to tell positive stories about people living with HIV data, especially on post-violence care. Excellent. So a lot of people want to become experts. I can see people at the global level who are already doing big things, who are here to become experts. And I believe it is possible. Yeah, it is possible. And I think you are very, very lucky to be able to participate in structured training and to hear from other people that have used Power BI. You want to be able to build an effective dashboard that tells beautiful story that gives insight. You're able to build interactive dashboard from scratch to the end. Excellent. And I believe that you are in the right place. You are going to be able to do that. So let me see what I can do. Okay, so I see that some people did not do the pre-work. So improve my proficiency and understanding of Power BI. Excellent. So when you get a Power BI, this is what a Power BI brings to you. If you have not worked with Power BI desktop in the recent time, you will not have all this kind of history in your own Power BI. But you will need to create a blank report. You need to do what? Create a blank report. And in that blank report, the blank report will give you, let me see, the blank report is coming up. If you see my screen very well, you will see that the icon of Power BI is coming up and the blank report is coming up. And if you missed anything from this, you will get it from the video that we have earlier shared. You get it from the recording of this particular. Okay, yeah. So something, okay, report an issue, something went wrong. External company has thrown an exception. Okay. And I think it's because I've been working on something that was not saved, unlike the others that were saved. Okay. Yeah. So let me see what I can do. Let me further motivate you why I think you should take Power BI seriously. I know people are doing big things here, but this is an email that was received from a recruiter who is recruiting for a Power BI desktop, Power BI developer, and has put the information as what they want to see. They want somebody that has some experience with data form, strong expertise in Power BI desktop, which you are going to become by the time we are done with this particular training. Then who is able to publish it on Power BI service, who knows how to write that query, and then who knows how to work with Power Query. At the end of the day, at the end of today, you'll be able to do Power Query to clean your data, to do a lot of things that you couldn't do before now. And can somebody get in the so what how much do you think this position is offering? All you just need to know is to be able to use Power BI efficiently. Can somebody guess the pay for this particular role? How much were they offering to pay for this particular role? So can somebody just maybe it might motivate somebody that is sleeping or that is dozing off on this call? Can you guess? I want you to do a calculated guess. Excellent. Somebody said 2,500. Oh my goodness. Okay. 2,500 per month or per year. Because this contract is actually 12 month plus or something. Yeah. The contract is 12 month plus. Mm-hmm. Okay, 2,500 per month. Okay, let me see. That's Jerry. Jerry is a good statistician, is guessing for us. Who else can guess how much you were willing to pay for this role? Hello? Okay, great. So in case, no, okay. Oh, lovable Ade, that lovable Ade, that person is a suspect. I think that person is should be a consultant. Are you sure that person is not part of those experts that came to join this call? Okay, I can see Dr. Tosin saying 3,000 USD per month. Okay, President is saying 1,500 euros. Oh my goodness. No, okay, no, not everybody said no. Okay, look, okay. So let me bust a bubble. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. They offered to pay 60 USD per hour, which equals 9,600 per month before tax. So, in case you were joking with this before now, I think we need to sit up. Yes, it is. So I saw that email, and I don't need to show you personal emails again, and the contract that so that position. So what S Analytics is doing for you now is setting you up for greatness. I'm telling you, the offer is $9,600 a month. So it's not that they said it. This email came in as headhunting based on what they saw on the person's profile. So that is why it is not negotiable that when you are creating your dashboard, you need to write a simple narrative, post it on your LinkedIn, and tag us so that we can help you engage it, so that other people can give you feedback, so they can fine tune it. What recruiters do when they go to your LinkedIn page, they'll just go through and they say, wow, this guy is good. This guy has done a lot of projects. So, and that's going to be an example of the work you have done by showing them what you have posted, what you have created. So by the time they call you to come for interview, it's going to be easy peasy because every single day you'll be creating dashboards, you know how to arrive at this particular stuff. So let me, while I've tried to whet some of your appetite, I know a lot of people don't like money in this group. So let me go back to serial business because they don't like money. So the Power BI for now, but everything is evolving. You have three different components of it. The one we are going to be working in for this training is the Power BI desktop. It is used for creating reports and data models. People like you that have joined now, data analysts and developers, are the ones that use the Power BI desktop. So if you now want to share it so that everybody in your organization see the beauty of what you have created, like your manager, like your team, they want to be able to monitor what they are doing or what you have done for them. They are going to be using a Power BI service cloud. That's where you share the dashboard. Other people can now, they will filter, they will create, they will sieve. For example, if you are working with 7 teams and you have different pages for each of the teams, each of the teams can filter and see what concerns them. Each manager can filter and see what concerns them. And then there's a mobile version that is able to see the mobile, you want to see what is on the service on the mobile platform. Maybe you don't have access to being in the office or on the field, you can use the Power BI mobile to do that. So if you are still sleeping, I think you need to wake up because Power BI can change your life, can change your story, it can put food on your table, it can improve your relevance, it can make you better than, okay, let me see. Okay, I think, yes. So like I've showed you on the live one, so this is the Power BI desktop interface. The home tab, so if you look at the Power BI interface, we have the different ribbons. We have the home, we have the search, we have the modeling, we have the view, we have the optimize, we have the help. So in the home tab, you can load your data from get data. You can refresh your data like I refreshed when some of you that came early saw it. Then you can do a transformation of data. You can transform data. Let me see. Okay. Laser, pointer, highlighter. You can transform your data. Okay. If you click transform data, you will need to click transform data again to take it to Power Query, where you will clean, where you will trim, where you will merge, you will append, you will transform your data. You will remove duplicates. You will ensure that the data types are correct. You are not using maybe text for a date data type because a date data type needs to have an icon like a calendar in front of it. We will see all those things in our live demonstration. The view tab helps you to apply. This is the view tab here. So you can see the view tab. That's where you apply your different teams because if you notice that I've showed you two different dashboards. They have two different teams. And let me see what I can do live. Let me remove the highlighter before it messes up. Okay. Let me see what I can do. Keep the annotation, discard it. So let's come here. Yes. So in this dashboard, if you come to the view, you can come, so there are different teams there. This report is currently using this team. So this report can use the accessible team. It's going to change it. I can decide to use a team that has a Docker background. Can you see it? You can come here. You can use this team. This is where you change your team for your for your dashboard. Then by the time you become an expert, you can create a team in JSON and then import and browse in your JSON file. Yeah, so those are the things you can do. So I've returned back to default. This particular one was a purely customized theme that was done to create this particular dashboard. So that's what you'll get on your view tab. So on your model tab, when you come to this home tab, your model tab, this is where you have your different tables. For example, I'm showing you a Power BI desktop that has 4 different tables. So this table here, there's one table that is customer info, there's regions, lookup, there's sales data, there's sales data Q2. And from here, I can join these tables together. But for me to join the table together, they must have things in common. So for example, this sales table now has region. This particular one has region. I can join this region lookup and this sales data together. This particular table has country, customer email, and customer name. I can only join these to these if they have something in common. Do they have anything in common? I cannot see anything they have in common. So they need to have something in common. Okay, but the sales data Q2 can be joined with the customer info because I can see customer name, which is something that is common to the two of them. So I can join them. So this is what you do in the modeling table. I know subsequent session we deep dive into that. Well, this is the reports view table where you put all your, let me see, where you put your cards, and then some of the things you use to populate the view table are these elements that you see in visualization panel. So like in the pre-recording video, you must have seen it. So if you are following me let me say in the chat box that I'm not working alone, that you are following this conversation. Are you following the conversation? Excellent. You are following the conversation, please just say yes, 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 yes. Okay, at least once I have 2 people that are following, I think I'm fine. Oh, I can see Oga Peter, I can see Uncle Oladile, to Oladile's Isaac. Wow, excellent. Wait, so let me go back. Okay, so know your tools. There's a field pane, there's a visualization pane, and then there's a filter pane. So what does a field pane do? It lists all columns and tables in your model. The visualization panel helps you to choose and customize your charts. The filter pane helps you to refine data shown on your view. So don't get it twisted. There's a field pane, there's a visualization pane, there is a filters pane. And let us look at these panes here. This is not even difficult though. Okay, so the filter this is a visualization pane where you choose a visual, like I mentioned. Let me say I still want to see some data, I don't want them to lose. So once we populate this, we'll see a filter pane here. So we have a data pane also that we have. Okay, great. So let me see the next thing I want to introduce you to before. Who I'm sure everybody knows how to get in their data. If you don't know how to get in data, I think you need to watch the previous video. But um, we have spent a lot of time. So if you want to get in your data, you will come here. Hmm? So there are different data sources. And what I want to do now is um, the other ones are very easy. If your data is CSV, you click on this one and then you bring it in. You click on CSV, you look for it wherever it's located, you click on it, you open, and then you allow it to load. And when it has loaded, or before it loads, you can do any of two things. You can either transform it, take it to Power Query, or you can allow it to land before you go to Power Query. So, for example, um, let me close this particular stuff. Um, don't save changes. Let me create a new one. You can see where I'm creating a new one. I'm creating a blank report. So I want you to look at me. For people that don't know how to bring in data, if you are familiar with Excel, if you are familiar with MS Word, nothing should shake your mind when you are in front of Power BI. Power BI is equally as relatable as those other tools done by Microsoft. Very, very interesting, very, very easy. It is the more you work with it, the more confident and the more comfortable you become. So if you want to load in data, what you do is that you come to you come to home. So I did something, I hid my, let me expand it. When you come to home, you come to get data. So I have some CSV data that I want to bring in. You can bring in an Excel data. You can bring in different kind of data. The data you can bring in is so much. In fact, I think there's even there's a number that's been attached, maybe 1,000, maybe 18,000 or something kind of data that you can bring in. It can be so this is it that you can connect to. So in your workplace, you'll be required to connect to so many. So when you click on get data, you are not limited to these ones you are seeing. You can click on more. And when you click on more, you see a lot of it, a lot. XML, JSON, PDF, SQL, QuickBooks, DataVas, Palantir Foundry, FHR, Google Sheets. We connect with a lot. So the second leg of this is we're going to take attendance. And as you are entering the attendance, I will use the attendance to connect with the live stuff for you. So just as you are looking at it, I think I want to bring in a CSV file. Yeah, I want to be CSV file. So I'm connecting. So CSV. So I don't want you to see the location of my folder. Just like I said in the video. So I don't want you to see the location of my folder. So I'm going to be bringing it in, and you'll see it when it comes in. So, but this time around, I'm going to bring in data that I want to use to practice working in Power Query, cleaning your data. So you can see that I'm trying to load data. You can see. So I'm bringing in first the customer info.csv. Can you see the customer info.csv? So if you notice something, I can either load it or transform it before I even load it. But I want to load it. You can see that they do not have the column names is not there. It is the first row that has a column name. So let us load it like that, but we'll correct it. I'll show you how to correct it, but some people would want to transform it before it comes in. But whichever way is good. So let us have it coming. So I'm bringing in 4 different data I want to use for us to practice how to work with Power Query, cleaning your data, transforming your data, all those things. So we have the first one, the customer info. That's a table. It's a new table on its own, and it has column 1, column 2, column 3. But I showed you in this table view what it is. Can you see? Is information about our customers. Okay. I can go back to my report view, go back to home, and get in more data. I'm getting more CSV files. I'm getting a region lookup because they are important for me for the demonstration that I'm doing. Okay, so you can see this other one too does not have a column header. Is the first row that's going to be that you bring it in. So as I'm walking, if you have a question, if you are confused, please drop it in the chat box so that I don't lost anyone. If I'm confusing you, creative people can be very creative people can be, you have a lot of things you want to showcase. So you might be seem to be disorganized. So I'm bringing a third one that is sales data. You don't have this data. I want you to do a demonstration, and then we'll look at the data that you have to implement those demonstrations. So I'm part of those wicked mathematics teacher that they will teach you the formula. They will do example for you with very simple example. They will now give you exercise with very hard. Okay. So Bade is asking me that is it possible we use some of the data you ask us to download? Yes, we are going to use it, but I'm going to be behaving like those very wicked mathematics teachers who will show you the formula, use a simple data for example, and exercise will now be with very difficult data set. So you need to learn to stretch. So, but we're going to use them. So, okay, we're going to use them so that even by the time I'm doing anything, you are replicating it at your side. All right. So let me load this. I want you to pay attention. We are recording this in case, but this particular data, I think I love it. The column headers are already labeled, right? So nothing is, so the first row is the actual row. But I think the only problem that this one has is that we have two information for James, the same information for James Smith. So I'm going to be teaching you when I teach you how to make your first row to be the column header, we'll now remove duplicate data. Load this other one. Just look at me. Follow me, don't get lost. Bade, I saw your request. So let me bring in the final data. So in the chat box, when you were watching the earlier video and when you downloaded, let me know if you have successfully been able to import data into Power BI by yourself. If you have been able to do that, just say yes. Yeah, loaded. Just let me know if you have ever loaded data into Power BI by yourself. Okay, great. So okay, yeah, Bryce said yes. Inkiru said yes. Inkiru Bosa, yeah. So let me save this as Power Query. I'm going to save it somewhere. When you want to save, you need to browse where you want to save it to, because you might mistakenly save it to the previous place where you worked. But if you want to save, you come to save. You come to save as, and then you will not just save it like that. You will need to look for where you want to save it. It might be on your desktop, it might be on your document. So let me see where I want to save mine. I'm going to be saving mine in, I'm saving mine as Power Query Practice. Power Query Practice. If you notice, it was earlier on untitled. Can you see here? Untitled. But I'm saving it now. And I've decided the location I'm saving it to. And before you know it, it has changed from untitled to Power Query Practice. That is what I used to save it. So what I want to show, so now you know how to import data. Some people have done it before. I am going to show you something. All right. So let us go to the sales data. All right. This is sales data here. Okay. Sales data. Excellent. Great. So what I'm going to do now is to come to home. If you want to work on your data, you come to home, you come to transform data, and then you come to transform data to access Power Query in Power BI. I must confess to you, I never used MS Excel to this level. I didn't even use Power Query in MS Excel. The first ever time that I used Power Query was in Power BI. So when you see, so for example, for this customer info, for this customer info data, you can see it only assumed. We don't know what it is yet. But for you to make the first row to be the column label, what you have to do is, in this your home, just come to this part and click on the drop down and use first row as header. Once you click on that, you will see your apply steps. The apply steps is beginning to give you to be able to track. It's like a version control. You're able to track your progress of what you're doing. Now we have the name of our columns. Anywhere you see the name of a column writing ABC, it is a text. So if you click on it, you see data type over here. This is a text data type. And I think it should be a text data type. This other one is also a text data type. This other one is also a text data type. Let us go to the next stuff, this next table. Next table is region lookup. Let me see. I think it's not difficult for you to be able to make this the column name. All you have to do is to repeat what I've done the first time, come to use first row as header, and click on it. And then the region goes up, region code goes up. Let's come to sales data. Sales data, I think, is prime and proper, but you will notice something that in the other ID, instead of the other ones where we saw ABC, in the other ID, we have 1, 2, 3. This is showing that this is a numeric data, it's a whole number. You can see that the other dates, if you look at the data type of other dates, it's going to show you dates. And you can see that it doesn't have 1, 2, 3, it doesn't have ABC. What it has is calendar, because it's a date format. Our product is a text type, the text data type. The quantity here is a whole number, it's numeric. The price is a decimal. You can see what is used to represent decimal. And then if you see region, you can see that. Excellent. Let's go to the other one. So I want to use this teacher's Power Query. I will use one of the samples data that you guys have all downloaded, and you will enter it and will do everything I want to do from this end. You will replicate it. So, but I want to show you first. Excellent. So this other one is there. So what is the first thing I want to show you? I think the first thing I want to show you and demonstrate is that how to remove duplicates, which I will see in the sales data. So if you want to remove duplicates, what you have to do is to select the column of interest. So in this case, the column that is selected is column order ID. I'm not sure an order ID will have more than one, so it's always a unique ID. So that's why I'm selecting it. Then you go to home. Then you go to remove rows. Under remove rows, you see a lot of things like remove top rows. So in the event, the places where you remove top rows, is when you have blank rows in your table. Maybe your table started from row number, your table started from row number 3, and what we have on top of it are blank rows. You will use these remove top rows. If you have entered your table and you have blank rows below your table, you will use remove bottom rows to remove those blank rows that do not have any information. Then you can use this to remove blank rows. If you want to clean your data, you don't want, maybe there's a very vital variable that is missing. So any entry that does not have the vital, you can use this remove blank row to remove that particular blank row. But in this case, we're only removing a duplicate rows. And in the duplicate row that I can see is 1002. So all you have to do is just click on remove duplicate rows, and it will, what it will do, it will keep the first one and remove the second one. So the first one was what was retained, and if you come to apply cell, you see what the latest thing it has done is to remove duplicates. So now we don't have duplicate in this particular. We have successfully removed the duplicates in this table. Excellent. So the other thing you can do here is to change your data type. But I'm not sure this data has issue with data type, because looking at the other ID is meant to be O number. Our customer name is meant to be in text. The other ID is meant to be a date format, yes. Product is meant to be a text format. The quantity is meant to be a whole number, yes. The price is meant to be a decimal number, yes. Then the region is meant to be a text number. Excellent. So let's see, another thing you can do is to, yes, so from this particular one, we have a very fantastic data set here. We can actually extract the year, we can extract the month, we can extract the name of the month, we can extract the day. So let me see. Okay, great. So let's go back to our data. This is the data here. So if you want to do that, follow me. Let me see, I've told you, there's a null row in the order ID. Colon. Excellent. So this null row, okay, great. So thank you so much. So this null row will not serve us because the other ID is very, very important. But let us look at it. There's a David K, which has not appeared before. Let me see in other things that can be connected. Okay. So there's a null row. So that means, that null row, let me see now. Okay. So this null row is an example of a blank one. So if you want to remove it, thank you for observing that. So it shows that somebody is following us. So let's remove the blank row. Yeah, okay. Okay, so another thing that we need to also learn, so this null is not blank. Does it mean that they made any error? So in that way, we come to this place. I come to replace values for this particular one. Value to find is null. Then let me replace it with nothing. And let me click OK. Replace with, yeah. Okay. So it's not coming out. Okay. So this null, this data, I agree with you, is going to mess up our data because it doesn't have an order ID. But we'll come back to that and remove it. But let me show you what I want to do before we go back to the null, which we need to address, is to be able to create additional column. And what we're going to do is that we need to select this date column. We want to create other columns from it. all you have to do, very simple and logical, you add column. When you add column tab, so we come to the add column tab. Well, are we extracting anything? Yes. Yeah. Okay. We add column. Yeah. Okay. Then we come to dates. From add column, we come to dates. What do you want to get out? You want to get year. So we're getting year. And if you do that, you'll see a new column that comes out from your data. Other dates, we now have a brand new column that is year. Mind you, that year is now a numeric variable. Let me see, if you go to home, you see the data type is a whole number. Okay, so now if you want to extract month, we're going to do it with the data that I've given you if you don't have it yet, but one of the data. We'll now come here again, we select the original date format, we come to add column, we come to dates, then we come to months. So we are going to be doing two things here. And later on, you will know why we are doing the two things. So the first thing we are doing is we are extracting months. We have gotten the month in numbers. Let's go again to the original one. Go to add column, go to dates, go to month, and extract the name of the month. You are going to need it too, because eventually when you are doing some visuals, and you are going to be using the month name alone, and you want it to arrange itself from January to December, you are going to be using the month to fix it. Is the month numeric that you're going to use to fix it, so that it doesn't scatter out, so that it doesn't come out unprofessional. So we have successfully seen how we can use our row to become the column name. We have successfully been able to remove a missing data. We've been able to extract year, month, and month name from our date format. I want us to also see how we're going to be able to split column from this practice data set. So if you want to split this column, let's split the product column that has phone and model A, tablet and model B. So what we do is we go to home. Instead of add column that we went the other time, we are going to be splitting column. So if I have lost you, just say yes. If you are following me, say yes. No, if you have lost you, say no. If you are following me, say yes. If you are following me, please say yes. If I have lost you, say no, please. Yes, you are following me. Yes, you are following me. Nobody's lost it. If you are lost, please talk. So that if you are lost, please talk. Point my attention to it. I don't want to be going on this journey alone. Excellent. Great. So let me also add a disclaimer here. The fact that you are learning Power BI does not mean that you need to bury everything you've learned in R, in Python, on Excel. Let me tell you, naturally, I don't use Power BI to clean my data. I do my cleaning, I do my transformation from wide data set to long data set using R or Python. And then I will now export the finished data and I will now send it to Power BI. So we'll see some adverts of some positions. They want you to be able to do your cleaning, your appending, your joining with Python or R or SQL or so all those things. Can we also use Excel to clean the data? Yes, you can. You can, and then you now export it as a CSV or XLS file that will now bring into Power BI for your visualization. Because the visualization here is very powerful, so that's the most important thing. But some people, if you don't have expertise in those ones already, then you can use a Power BI. But the fact that we are teaching you this does not mean that the ones you are good at, you should not use it. So if they give me like 3 datasets and I'm supposed to clean it, join it, most of the time I will use Python or R. I will do my cleaning, I will do my formatting, I will change the column name, I will change the data type, everything in those ones. Then is the finished product that we export from those particular programming languages and then put in Power BI for visualization. But if you don't have those skills before, there's no problem. You can also do those things here in Power BI. But Power BI, I believe, has some limitations. For example, if I don't bring an Excel that has region and my data is in country and I want to generate region for them, I want to generate maybe, I want to know if they are low income or high income countries. There are packages, existing packages like Country Converter that can help you to do it in R and in Python. And that's the beauty of knowing those other languages. But if you don't know them, you can also do it. All you need to do is just look for an already Excel that matches the country name with the region. And then you bring it in so that you can join them together using a Power Query. But I just needed to add that here, that it is not compulsory that you do your data cleaning with Power Query. You can clean your data and bring in a finished product that is just ready for visualization into Power BI using the other skills that you have. So if you are skilled already in R, skilled in Python, skilled in SQL, don't trade away. Power BI is very powerful for visualization. But for people that did that complementary stuff, because you might have done your cleaning and then you now need to do some final touches so that you don't go back to your R, your SQL, or your Python, you will then find this to be very, very handy. So thank you so much for letting me know that you are following and for answering those questions. Yeah. So I thought this class was was going to be so big. That's why I didn't allow you guys to be able to talk. But if you want to talk, you can raise up your hand. I will mute you. Or if you have something to say, but I think I'm following you guys as we are chatting on the chat box. Okay, great. So we need to split this product into two so that we know if this thing is a phone and then which model it belongs to. And what you do, like I was showing you, click on product, come to home, and come to split column. Yeah, so split column. So you can split by different things, but this time around, let us use a delimiter. And that delimiter is, okay, let me customize it and use the hyphen that I saw there by myself. I saw this hyphen in between. Yeah, let me see. I think it will give me what I need. So, oh, I think it gave me what I needed. Excellent. So now I have my product one, I have my product two. If this splitting was done in error, ladies and gentlemen, I will go back. I'll go back. So it has, so this, what it did was to split and then change the types. Change the other one, so change the type. So I'll come back here. So, and I will cancel this thing I've done. So that's why it's good for version control. Can you see? So I went back, but if you still want to maintain it, you come to it and it will. But if it was done in error, you can go back and you cancel this step by clicking on this. But I think to me, it wasn't done in error. Can you see? Excellent. Okay, great. So, if you are joining this training without a computer, if you are joining with a mobile device, indicate, just say mobile in the chat. I want to know how many people that are on computer and how many people that are in a mobile. If I join this from a computer, no problem. If I join for a mobile, just let me know if it's a mobile. I want to take you to, so what I want to, okay, great, mobile. Oh, okay, bright. Yeah. So those mobile might get lost. But so I want all of us to do something together. Huh? So if you are not presently subscribed, normally you should have watched something on this YouTube page by now and subscribe so that the helpful things we're going to be uploading, you will have it. So I want us to do something together as I'm doing it. So the next thing I want us to do is to convert a wide data to a long data. I want us to convert a wide data to a long data together. Wide data are not good for visualization. Long data is good for visualization. Well, if you are not very vast with programming, you might not know what that means, but I will. No, this is a YouTube link. I'm surprised that this is a YouTube channel that you need to watch before you subscribe. Watch something there and subscribe so that you don't. Then, because we'll be doing a lot of communication, this is the this is the um, this is the LinkedIn pages that to you need to be connected to these LinkedIn pages. If you are not connected to these LinkedIn pages, you are not connected. So these LinkedIn pages, if you are not connected to these LinkedIn pages, you are not connected. All right. So that's the page. Then this the official page. Let me see. Yeah. This is where we'll be doing a lot of announcements, a lot of resources that is going to help you in the next 28 days because we want you to have transformed, become highly proficient. If there's one thing you will remember S Analytics for in your professional career, it should be that they change your life with Power BI. So everybody that is following me on the computer, I want us to do something real life. I want you to feel like a data expert. Even I know some of you are already. I want you to go to Google Gapminder. Gapminder. Just Gapminder. So what we are going to in Gapminder, once you get Gapminder, you see this thing. Gapminder is where you see public repository of data. So if you want to become a Power BI expert within the next 7 days, in this place, there's plenty data. The data that you have here, by the time and do you know that the data is actually very rich? That the data is so rich that every sector is captured. So, like from this data now, I think the last time I worked with this data was on life expectancy. See, there is communication data, there's economy data, there's education data, there's energy data, environment data. It's a public repository of data that if you want to be good, just download as many as you want and then be. So, but the data I want to use is here. So I want us all, as I'm doing it, go to Gapminder, look for data, and then let us locate. Let's locate here. Gapminder GDP data. I want us to, all of us. So I want you to download it. So because there are two of it. We have the XLSX, we have the CSV. But I think let's download the CSV. We are all working together on the CSV. So this is it. I'm downloading my own now. And it's very light. This is it. See, can you see? 631 KB. 631 KB, for heaven's sake. Wow. So this 671 KB is for heaven's sake. See. So if you have located your Gapminder and downloaded the GDP, I think you are doing well. This is what you should download. Come to CSV and download it. The next thing I want us to do together. So this kind of data is what we call the wide data. This wide data, you can see different years on different columns with their information of GDP, but we want to transform it to a long data that will have name, will have year on one column. So we just basically, instead of these plenty columns, we just convert this into 4 columns. And the same data will still be inside the 4 columns. And we are going to be using Power Query. That's going to be the last element of thing we are going to do today but that's like a mini project that we're all doing together. So the mini project we're doing together is go and locate this data, this particular GDP data. Yeah, go and locate it. So if you have downloaded it, so just let me know. Done. Just say done. If you are done downloading your GDP data and you have GDP underscore pcap.csv, just say done. If you have GDP underscore pcap.csv, if you have it on your computer, say done. Excellent. Michael Ladili, fast. I love brilliant people here, man. I love it. So, only one person. So, please. Inkiru, excellent. So, come here. Peter, thank you, sir. Luke, thank you, sir. Excellent. So once you have it downloaded, open a blank report with confidence. Just open a blank report with confidence. With confidence, go to your Power BI and open a blank report with confidence. With confidence, open a blank report with confidence. Don't allow anything to scare you. Be confident enough and open a blank report. Okay. And once you open your blank report, load the GDP. So in my own case, let me see. Notice things say, so let me see. I'll show you that there's no one way. So so once you're done with your, so it's because of what I want to do. That's what I want to do is do close and apply. So I'm doing close and apply for now, but you don't need to do. So I want to bring in my data. Yeah. So when I'm close and apply is my sample data, but I'm not bringing in a home page. A new page. I want to bring in the GDP that I just downloaded now, which is a CSV file. So my own CSV file. I'm bringing it in. So once you bring in your CSV file, so can you see the CSV file that is coming in? Excellent. Load it directly without any fear, with all full confidence. Load your GDP. So your GDP is in this place. So for my own, let me see. So this is my GDP here. Excellent. So this is my GDP that's coming. The first thing I want you to first do is to right-click on it, like I'm doing, and rename it. I don't like complex names. I love to have simple names. So I'm just doing GDP. I'm removing the pick underscore pickup and I'm making it to be GDP alone. So my data set is going to be GDP. So now I want somebody that is confident, somebody that is capable. My computer seems to be doing overwork. My screen is frozen. Okay, let me see. What's happening? All right. So are you still with me? Yeah. So yeah. So are you still seeing my screen? Yeah. So if I still see my screen, you can see that you have changed. Yes, you have changed. Yes, now this kind of changes. I'm not discarding my apply my changes. Yeah. But what I've done is to change. Yes, the GDP underscore that. Okay, yeah. Somebody is with me, but the internet is slow. Hey, yeah. All right. But one thing I'm very sure is that you can. Okay. So let me see. Let me discard this. Mhm. So my, I think this one is tired. I brought it in, was tired, was scared. So that's one thing about it could be the computer memory. So what I did was to first change the complex name, which to some people is not complex, but me, I love the names on my table very simple. So and that's why I am loading it and I'm changing it from GDP underscore pickup to GDP. Mhm. Mhm. So yeah. Mhm. Okay. So if you have two data sets that you can remove one from the model, delete from model. So this is showing that I have two data sets which I don't want. Any data set I don't want, I remove it from data model with the three dots that I say more options. Me, I'm here. What I'm doing here is to renaming this. There are a lot of things you can do from there. Once you click on rename, you can come here and rename. It was in our earlier video. Yes. So I must rename it because I want to use GDP. I've used GDP. So um, you can see that if you go to view, there's a problem with web view. Okay, okay. Let me restart my Power BI. Okay. So somebody who already has save changes. So if you have already downloaded it, you will notice that the when it loaded, the column headers are column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. So I want you to go to Power Query. From Power Query, go and make your first row to be, make the first row to be the column header. Part of the thing that I've demonstrated to you, I want you to apply to that big data. Yeah. Part of the things I want you to apply to that big data. Okay. Yeah. So So part of the things that I have demonstrated to you with the small data, I want to apply to the big data, and I'm going to also do it. But I want to, since you are already on your computer, you have loaded your GDP, and you have changed it, you have renamed it. I want you to locate. So let's go. So now it has forced me to do a. Let me see. I'm not. Let me not recover it. Let me just clear it. Yeah. No, let me close it. I don't want. Remove the file. Remove it. Let me come and get my data again. Let me bring it in. So if you are successfully make the first row to be the column header, let me see done. Let me see done. Yeah. If you successfully renamed from GDP underscore pickup to GDP, and if you successfully, yes, excellent. Akiria, thank you. Let me see. Apologies, I don't want to murder your name. I'm sure I know how to pronounce that name, but I will do it better next time. Okay, now I have my GDP rename is done. Not sure where to find option for first column as header. Oh, okay, look. So you have done rename. So yeah, that's that's the importance of being able to do hands-on. This mini project we're doing now. So you have to go to home. You have to go to, because this data is currently showing you that the column 1, column 2, which is not what we want. We want the second row to be the column header. Then you have to go to home. And that's why we need to all do it together. You have to go to transform data. And you have to click on transform data a second time to bring the Power Query. Look, did you get that? Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm happy. Excellent. So, is it only Luke and Akinian that is following? Am I sure that I've not lost people? At least everybody should be on this page. You must have successfully renamed your data, brought in your data, renamed it as GDP, and then now open it in Power Query. Going to home, transform, and transform data. If you are on this page or you have passed this page, type 1. Oh, Florence is an expert. Florence has built like 29 dashboards with Power BI. Excellent. Great. So, all done. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we are here and you have gone past zone. Excellent. Thank you so much. So, somebody wants to rename, done. So, now because this column name is not what we want, then that means we need to come to, let me say again, on your home, you need to come here and say, use first rows as headers. And then, boom, you have it. You what? You have it. Excellent. So I see that a lot of people are not lost. So this is a wide data, like I told you. It's not good for visualization. The best type for visualization is actually a long data. And if you notice, this is just about 193 rows. But we're going to do something to it to make it from wide data to long data. And what you are going to be doing to it is not very, very, very difficult. What you're going to be doing to it is you come to transform, you will click on the first data, this first one, this 1800, which are the years. You will click on Shift. You will now go to the end. People that know how to use Excel already should know how to do this thing. In fact, people that know how to use Excel more than me know how to be able to pick one column and go and land in the last column. For me, I click on the first column, 1800, and I'm going to the last column of year. So this is a GDP prediction for even the years that we have not entered into. Okay. All right. Excellent. So I clicked on the first column, clicked on Shift, and then I'm doing a side arrow so that I can take you to the final one. You can see that I've highlighted all of the years. I left the country code and the country. So I clicked on the first column, which is for the year 1800, and I click on Shift and I use side arrow to get to the end of the years, which is 2100, 1800 to 2100. And what you are going to be doing is to unpivot this column. You will now come here, you come here, and then you unpivot the columns. Boom. If you unpivot the columns, it will change it. It will change it. It will change it. It will change it. And you will move from about 193 rows to plenty rows. Can I do it again, please? Yes, I can do it again. So let me come back to here. What you will do is to click on the first one. Click on Shift on your keyboard and do your side arrow to take you to 2100. When it takes you to 2100, you will now come to unpivot columns. You unpivot the column, and it will turn a wide data into a long data. If I lost you in that place, type 2. If that was where I lost you and I will not be able to find you, please type 2. If you are lost, type 2. But if you are not lost, type done. Bright, I have lost you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Bade, I've lost you. Everybody, I've lost you. Oh my goodness. Luke has done it. Excellent. Oh, Jerry is now okay. Brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to leave everything you are doing and look at it again. No, don't rewatch the video. I'm not leaving anybody behind. You know, I'm a very stubborn teacher. Come back here. Come, as in, since you have not been able to do it, you will maybe to understand why are we doing the unpivot columns. Thank you. So the reason why we're doing unpivot column is that there's a theory in data visualization. For you to be able to do excellent visualization, you need to convert your data from a wide data to a long data. Long data is able to help you to do a lot of visualization like trend analysis. So when we start doing it, you will understand. For this data as it is now, it's not going to be useful for me because you can see that GDP is inside 1800. and that GDP is inside 1801, whereas I can make GDP to be on a single column by itself and all the years to be on a single column, to be inside a single column, whereas years is in about maybe 200 and something columns. So it's going to make visualization to be very difficult. That is why we need to convert it to a long data. You might be, if you're designing your data, you might have designed it in such a way that it will help you, your data collection too. But in this case, this data is not suitable because they already collected this data. So we need to make it suitable for us to be able to use for visualization so that we can have our year in one column and not our year scattering across 200 columns. We can have our GDP in one column and not having, so is it the same thing, but it's in a different format. But you know, this time around, we'll now have plenty of Afghanistan instead of one Afghanistan. We'll have Afghanistan for each of the years because we have Afghanistan 1800, we have Afghanistan 1801, we have Afghanistan 1802, we have Afghanistan 1803. But eventually, when you are doing your analysis, Afghanistan is Afghanistan. UAE is UAE, Argentina is UAE, is Argentina, and you'll still be able to go to your year, and you can now filter for any year that you want from that long data. You can easily plot a trend analysis. That is why long data is better. Long data is more prescribed, and that's why we're doing it. So there are some things that we can never use wide data to do. Only long data can enable us to do it. That's why we are pivoting the column so we are collapsing what is wide. We are melting it. We are melting it into a longer one from a wider one. And how do you do that? You will come and select all the, so even if you are not doing shift, you can just highlight this one. Yeah, understood, Princess, thank you. So if you do this, I don't know, let me see if it will work. Let me see a shift that I know. Okay, even as you are shifting, you can shift and be using your keyboard to be selecting each one. But the fastest one is to use the side arrow. You just be doing it. You do it to the end of that year. And once you do it, you just come to on pivot column and on pivot columns. And boom, we have this. So one thing I've not taught you also is how to rename. Which is very simple and is the simplest of all things. You just come here, this name here, you just double click on it, and then you write country. So in analysis and programming, it is good for you to have your column name all in lower cases. It is a best practice. It is good. I know that we have other experienced programmer. There might be a need. There might be other explanation that you can give of why it is decent and clean for you to always make your column header to be in small letters. So attributes. How many of you remember that attributes is year? It's even there. So you can rename it to year. But year is not a text. And year is not a date. Don't get it twisted. Year in this format, we are going to be using O number. Because we want it to follow each other in sequence when we are doing our charts. Then this is the GDP. So the value is now GDP. You now put GDP. Can you see it? The GDP has decimal places and the GDP is in dollars. I think we can even, GDP is in dollar. Let me see, there's somewhere in this place that we can actually, well, we can also do it inside, we can also do it inside Tabia. Once you are done with that, you will just do, you come back to home, you will close and apply it, and then your GDP will transform from a wide data to a long data. Ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing the end of today's class. but I will not allow you to live without you not having any good product. Hmm? So now that we have been successfully know how to rename a column, how to make a first column, a first row to become the column header, you have learned how to transform a wide data into a long data. This is now 58,093 rows. So you can confidently call yourself a big data analyst. And like I told you, or like we learned together, come, let's do this. We can create measures. Measures is different from a new column. So if you are creating a new column will come here. Measures are like, so measures are good in that they occupy less spaces. They are handy. So for example, now we can, because this is, because this thing is, let me say, because this thing is numeric, the GDP, we can look for total GDP as our first measure. Okay, let me see. So I don't want to lose anybody. I want us to be on the same play together. Okay, let me see. I know on the video I've already done a lot of, okay. I know on the video I did a lot of demonstration for us. So if you want to create a measure that knows the total GDP, the total for all those years, and for all those, maybe if it's going to be too much, let's do average GDP. Average GDP. You can see what I did. I right click and then I clicked on measure and measure is coming. But what I want to create is average GDP. GDP equals to average. So simple. And what is our this thing? Our table is GDP, but I'm coming to the GDP column in our table that is GDP. And then I cover it. And that's a new measure that I've created. And it will come. Average GDP is here. You will not see it on the column, but it's stored as a calculator. Okay, let me see. Please take it slowly. Oh, Jerry, I'm in a hurry. Jerry, did you not watch the video? By this time, you should know what I'm trying to do. I want to create some measures so that I can quickly do like using this data that you have on your computer so that I can follow me. I want to create a simple dashboard. So if you have watched the video, you should have been able to keep up with the pace. That's the essence of the introduction video. So what I've done now is to create an average GDP. If I want to even know, let me know number of distinct countries. The number of distinct countries represented. Let me know number of distinct countries represented. Okay, so I'll come to country. So number of country. I'm creating a measure. I will now call it countries represented equals to count so see distinct count is even here. Distinct count of what? Of country. I'll block it. If you are so I love the fact that people are expressive. Jerry, I really appreciate you. So is there someone else that is not following me again? Okay. See, Mr. Peter, you lost me or I lost you. So did you lose me or I lost you? Or you lost? All right, let me see. You lost me. Okay. Okay, Peter. So I'm trying to create measures. The first measure I've created is to calculate the average GDP for all those years, and then I put it as a measure. I'm creating a new measure. And how do you create measure? You just right click on, okay, oh, I think I'm using advanced format. Hey, yeah, sorry. So I'm so sorry for that. Let me come. Let's do simple one. So on this home, you can, on this home, you can click on create measure, new measure. Eh? You can click on new column, new table. I'm creating new measure, but I was using the fastest one by saying new measure in this place. So if I create new measure, if I click on this place, it will still be new measure. And in this place, it will give me opportunity to rename this measure. And in my case, I've given this measure, I want to count countries represented. But because we have those countries coming in multiple times, because of the way we melted it, all I want to do is a distinct count. I'm not going to be surprised because it's going to be 193. Because when we were downloading it, we knew that these were information from 193 countries. So I knew from the wide data, but now I want to count distinct from this long data. And I use distinct count. Our table is GDP, and the column that I'm interested in counting is what? Is country. So the countries represented is a new measure that I've just created in a simpler way. So if I come here to this GDP, this GDP, because it's dollars, I can come here to this format and say currency. And the currency I picked is USD. I want to appreciate all the people that have lost so that they can come back. The first thing I always want to do is to have a text box. And that is, first of all, write, okay, trend. And so I like capital letters, trend analysis of country GDP. I didn't know I was going to do this. It didn't just, the wind just blew, and so I can refine it, but as it's coming, that's what I'm writing. Trend analysis of country GDP from 1800 to 2100. So I inserted a text box from home. It's also available in insert. That's the first thing I did, text box from here. Then I always love to use the 20. I always want to use this. I love to centralize it. So this is a trend analysis of country GDP from 1800 to 2100. And I am going to put a card. This is the card. There are new cards. I've not explored them. I'm used to the old school. This is the old school card. And I've created two measures. So the first two measures that I've created is, so once you select this card, you pick your measure, you drop it. And I'm not surprised because when I created the measure, I went to go and select currency to be sure it comes in currency. And I now come to this format visual, come to general, click on the title, give it the title that I want, average GDP. Average GDP, right? And I put average GDP, I go back to my visual, and I switch off this one that is under it. As I do that, this average GDP, I can resize this thing. I can come back to my title. I can centralize the average GDP. I can change the font. I always love to use Sagui UI semi-bold. I can bold it, or if I want to do that. I hope I'm not the only one that is moving. Hey, yeah. So I have a note that I'm going to, no, okay. From the notes I will be sharing with you every day, you can read these things in depth. You can understand the logic behind it. But, but just to for you to see some of the things we do, I put a text box to put my title. If I want to put a subtitle, I'll put another text box. Eh? I'm putting a card, and I put one of my first measure in the card. You can fine tune this card before you duplicate it. You can create many copies of it. Yeah. So yours does not show the dollar sign because so you click on this for you to show the dollar sign. Can you see? Once you click on this, your own is showing general. The format is showing general, right? You will come here and select currency instead of general. When you click on your average GDP, look, try it, and I'm very sure it will show dollar sign. If you are following me and I'm not alone, type 1111111. I want to see as many ones as possible. Okay, got it. Yes. Thank you so much, Luke. Oh, people are following me. Wow. No, no, only two people. Let me not be deceived. If two people are following me out of 28, then I'm in trouble. Okay. Okay, I'm not in trouble. So I could not see where you picked the card from. Okay, so anything you want to pick for your report view, you pick it from here. So in that video, I think I must have. So if you want to use a stack bar chart, you want to use a stack column chart, you want to use a cluster chart, you want to use a line chart, you want to use uh, a pyramid, a funnel, a waterfall chart, ribbon chart, a field map, a donut, these things. So I picked it from here, not the ASCII visual. I picked from card. See card. But the final cards, see, these cards, very fine, new one. But this is the one I know how to use. But I will look for time to still understudy this new one. So that is the beauty of Power BI learning portal. See, in their learning portal, they will tell you what is new in Power BI. And they will give you, yeah. So Inkiru, yeah. So let me see. So Inkiru, did you come to average GDP, and did you click on currency? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. You said your own is not showing in decimal and not be there to. Yeah, oh, you are lucky. If I have to do my, I have to modify this formula to get what you are getting. But I think I don't need to do that. So yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. 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 So you can do a lot of things with this stuff. You can come here to general on your card. Ensure you are clicking on your card. You can come to the effect on your card. You can change the background color of your card. Can you see? You can change the background color to well, as it is white of your card. You can come to the card. You can come to the value, which is this. You can change the color to whatever you want. All these things you discover by yourself when you are playing around and getting familiar with these stuffs. Yeah. So here you can put a visual border uh, so that it's so you can see how solid the border is. Initially, it wasn't showing, but now it's showing because I've added border. Let me see. Okay. In this, under the effect in background, you can put a shadow. The shadow can either be outside or inside. Hmm? Okay. All right. Let me see some other things I can show you. Is it showing now? Let me see. Other things I can show you. Okay. There's a visual border, there's a background. Okay. Okay, great. So if you want to replicate it, you right click on it, you come to copy visual, and then you paste it. When you paste it, you move it. When you're moving it, you can see some red dots. Those red dots are guiding you. They are internal monitoring system or internal alignment system that ensures that. So it's good for you to create the same sizes of cards so that your work can be neat and professional. So you can create multiple. If you are still going to create more measures, so you can see it's teaching you. I'm just Control C and Control V. You get to replicate it. So anyone you want to edit, so I've done average GDP, come to the second one, and let's use country represented. So you put it there, you use to replace that one. But don't forget, I told you it was going to be 193 countries. You come back to the title, and that's how you get the title in format visual, general title, and put it countries represented. So that's too long. I can reduce it, yes, so that it's just one line, so I don't have multiple lines. So now that I have something inside, I wanted to show you some things I've been using recently. Okay, it's not showing. Okay, great. So now that I have this, if you want to use filter, which there are some of the things I will do last when you're doing your analysis, you will come here, you will put your slicer. Your slicer have different formats, but in my case, I think I want to use country as my slicer. So that I look at the average. So your slicer can, so that there are three types of slicer for this particular one. You can get it in slicer setting. So you can see format visual for the visual aspect. So there are three types. Because you have so many, you have long stuff. This thing is too much. Vertical disc might not make sense. Okay, I should repeat the slider step. Simple. Let me remove it. I'm removing it because of Jerry. You come to this your visualization. You look for filter, so slicer. Ensure you're not clicking on any other visual. You have clicked out of any other visual. Because if you click on this one, and you click on slicer, it will disrupt it. So you need to click outside and you click slicer. You can resize it however you want. Then what do you want to use for your slicer? I want to use country. And I put country here. The default one is always the vertical list, which if the variables are not too much. Jerry, did you get it? Or yeah. Oh, okay, you've gotten it. Jerry? Okay. So because this is a long list, I'm going to go for drop down. So, and that is going to be at the slicer setting. So you can do drop down so that they come out, so that I can occupy less space. In fact, I cannot use time. tile will be just is unrealistic here. Yeah? So you see, video. So this is the tile slicer of tile. But you know, this doesn't make sense to me because we have 193 countries. Huh? So the best one that makes sense to me is a drop down, and you can resize it. So your drop down, like I did for the card, there is a default name that comes with it. I don't use the default name because they are ugly. So I come here. I come to the slicer header is country. I take it off. I come to put on the title by myself, and then I write country in capital letters. I have control over the font. I have control over the font. I have control over the title. I have control over the color of this particular one. I have control over the font type, which I always like to use the Sagui Semi-Bond. You can increase it, you can decrease it, you can bold it, you can change the text color depending on how you want to do it. Okay. So let me give you a life hack. Another thing is, if you want to create a dashboard, the first thing you do is, once you understand your data and you are ensured that your data is clean, the next thing you do is to come to, there's a website that people go to, but I've not been going to those websites, but just come to Power BI dashboard. Power BI dashboard. Huh? Then you come to images. You see example of baddest dashboards. Huh? So you will get to a level that you just copy it and put it and mimic it as it suits the type of data. It will get to a level that you will not need to look at any other person as template, because you will have developed a lot. I'm sure that if I give Florence opportunity to come and speak, when she started, maybe she must have been looking at examples the first 10 days. But by the time she did 10 days of the challenge, the challenge is 30 days. By the time she gets to the 10th day, you are confident. In fact, you can create something that doesn't exist, and your work will also become a template. But for a starter, come and look at, you draw inspiration from different type of baddest, very good, very, very amazing dashboards. And if you are on LinkedIn and you see example of a dashboard, copy the picture and paste it so that you can replicate it. Are you getting it? So that's one thing that you need to also know. If you want to create good, excellent dashboards, learn from others, look at examples and replicate examples for a start, where you get to a level that you will become an expert, that people will be replicating your model. All right. So I just felt that I needed to show you that. So if you come here now and select, so one thing I always do to my slicer is to ensure that my slicer setting, in the selection, I allow selection of all, so you can see there's an additional select all. So I can select Afghanistan alone, and you see it. But if I select all countries, you see 131, or if by default is selected by default. But I can select multiple countries by holding control. Algeria, Rwanda, Angola, 3 countries. So if there are countries that I'm interested in, yeah, okay. I'm using control. I click that control to select multiple countries. So is there a way we can ask Power BI to mirror a preferred dashboard? I think so. Why? Do you know why? I have not explored it yet, but they have incorporated AI, which is Copilot. Copilot is as ChatGPT is to OpenAI, Copilot is to Microsoft. So please, can we be wrapping up? I am wrapping up right away. So because I've been speaking for 2 hours and I just wanted you to have something to work with. So the examples or the guidance I'll be giving to you throughout this week will be for you to work and make something out of the GDP data, so that by the end of this week, you have a full dashboard from your GDP data that you have loaded already, renamed, and transformed from wide to long. So this GDP is what we're going to be working on. We'll be giving you tasks per day that you'll be applying and until you build a full GDP. So, so we have one filter or slicer, then we have two cards from two measures. So some of the tasks we'll be giving you is to create more measures. We'll tell you the measures to create, and we'll tell you how to create them. You will go and create them, and you go and put it in your dashboard that you're creating. And then you will read some stuff. So that's how it's going to be. But before we go to the last part, I am going to launch the final poll. And don't be scared. The poll is not bringing a graph. Oh, okay, great. So yeah, so before I bring in a graph, so that you can wait and see me bring in a graph, I want to launch. So let me see. We're 24 of us. Can we? Yeah. I'm launching an evaluation form. So we are 22 people that are meant to fill this evaluation form. Honest opinion is not capturing anybody. You will not know. Give honest feedback. It is to help us to be able to better organize the next session, to know how to package the session so that you can get the best benefits for you. So if you answer this evaluation form, you'll be doing us a lot of good. You'll be doing yourself a lot of good. It should not be a wasted time. It should be a time well spent, a time well invested for you. Please, I'm appealing to you to please populate the evaluation so that our team can use the evaluation to improve the next session. We'll be communicating to you via our LinkedIn pages, via email. And if you would want to be a part of a WhatsApp group, we will share it in one of the emails and you can join the WhatsApp. Yeah. So thank you. Please keep the evaluation coming. One person has completed it. One person has completed it. Please just keep your very honest opinion so that we can improve the quality of this. So that we can improve the quality. Just one person. No, yeah. One person. Only one person. Only one person. So wait, why are people not filling the evaluation form here? Okay, there are 13 questions. So yeah, okay, that's why. All right. Thank you. The second person has come in. Yeah. Thank you, the third person. So I don't want anybody to miss anything. So once you do that, I'll bring a graph. And since we have trend data, we are going to be doing a line graph, which I think you will love because it will be long and it will be sweet. So let me do this. Thank you. You guys are the best. I'm telling you, I think you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Okay. I so much appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, we have 8 already. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. 8 people already out of 23. Thank you. 8 people have already given us feedback that can help us improve the quality of these engagements. Thank you so much. 10 people. Thank you. So while we wait for the 13 people that are still making up their mind if they will fill the form for us, so we have a trend data, we have here factor. So I'm going to be bringing a line. Ensure your cursor is not already on any of the visuals. So just click on the line chart. Can you see the line chart? The line chart is empty with nothing inside it. On my x-axis, I will want to have my year listed. Can you see it? So, and then I will now bring one of my measures, which is the average GDP, as my x-axis. So somebody is feeling like, oh my goodness, this thing fine die. Right? Oh my goodness. So Chief Mark, have we created anything with the chart? Oga Peter, thank you so much. Excellent. So this is all right. This is good. Okay, great. So do we have any question? This is where we are going to call it a day today. But if you have any question, you can raise up your hand. We'll mute you. We allow you to ask questions. If you have any comments, we can only take 3 comments. Apologies, I think we've passed the time. So let me just end the poll. Let me end the poll so that, or as the poll ended itself. Okay. So eventually we have 14. So I'm ending the poll and I'm not sharing the results because our team will be using the results to improve the quality of our work. Please, can you take this again? Okay, Mike, you want us to take the, all right, let me see. Thank you so much. So what we did was that once you understand so ensure that your cursor is not on any, on any of your former visuals. Come to the visual you want to create and click on it. You have it here. And then I brought it here. And because I want to create a trend analysis or a time series, what I want to have on my x-axis is my year, and I put my year. Nothing will show yet, but I have a measure, and that measure is average GDP. I'll put it on my x-axis. And then this is showing the average GDP from 1800 to 2100. You can come. If you want to look for a particular country, let's check for Algeria. This is the average GDP of Algeria. This is the average GDP of Algeria. Algeria is one country. All these other ones are a replica of this one. And this is the average GDP of Algeria. See how it has grown. So which other country are you interested in looking at their GDP, how their GDP is growing? If you want us to check any country, we are wrapping up. We've taken our evaluation. We'll wrap up. Oh, somebody from Malawi. Excellent. Let's see Malawi. Malawi. HIJK. Malawi. Malawi wants to check their GDP. Okay. Oh, okay. There's a Nigerian in the house who wants to check. All right. This is for Nigeria. Okay. So you can see this is the beauty of, so you can see the average, you can see the curve. Somebody wants to check for Australia. Australia is going to be on top. Okay, great. So you can see for Australia. So can we have like a search button on the slicer for a quick search? Yes, let me see. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. I know there is. It's another picture that we need to see. What's this? Abidemi. Abidemi, Abidemi looks like a name of somebody from UK, right? Okay. Um, Let me see. Abidemi, so you've seen the search I put there, and boom. Check. Okay. Yes. Okay, Abidemi. So I know there will be a Canadian here, Canadian. Okay. In this call, we're checking for Canada. I'm sure there's an American on this call. Check for, yeah. So that's it. So I think it's been worth your while. I want to believe you must have gained one or two things from today's session and demonstration. And evaluation form will let us know if your expectations were met, and what we can do better to better meet your expectation. But I need to let you know that we are going to be sharing with you daily task, daily reading task, um, daily projects that you should complete so that you can start getting comfortable and confident with with okay, yeah. So I can see some people raising up their hands. Mark has raised up his hand. You can speak, please. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
good evening from here.
Good evening. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for today. Really appreciate. Though I joined in a bit late. I was trying to meet up with another requirement that required a school I met. We are
Okay.
wrapping up today, so I didn't join on time. So
Okay.
I don't know whether some announcements have been made, but I really need to know um how regularly we are meant to meet and then the duration for each of the session so that we can plan accordingly for some of us that needs to plan. Because I was thinking it's like 2 hours or maybe 1 hour,
Mm,
30 minutes and all of that. So
mm,
we can plan accordingly then and we can meet up.
okay.
Thank you and over.
Yeah, that was a very, very important question that you asked earlier on before you came. We did mention that we're going to have a 5 module session. These are the days of the sessions from now till December from now to December 28th. And I'm going to be joined by these experts. They are global experts drawn from different countries, expatriate in other countries, from Ethiopia in US, from Nigeria, from Rwanda in the US, from Nigeria, a Power BI developer. These are the people that will be taking and facilitating these sessions. And I told you that it's important that you are connected, and these are the channel in which we're going to be using to communicate. And we are going to be holding 5 live sessions, share daily reading documents, which you have access to whenever you open your Power BI by clicking on that thing that looks like a tutorial, and you can navigate and read anything about Power BI. I am sure that some people, this foundation I've laid today is enough for some people to become the expert they want to become in their life. They will read, they will watch, and they would go on and become the best they can be. Then we will try and do some demo and upload on YouTube videos so that you can have something to work with before the live class. And your daily task, whenever you share on LinkedIn, try and tag our pages. And I think those were the things that we said. Obviously, you should expect that once we are done with the processing the recording, we upload and we share the link with you, and boom. So it was a very good training. Thank you. So if you believe it was a very good training, before you go, because I know people that could not fill evaluation for us, I doubt if they will still go ahead and still do a lot of things for us. But I think I'm going to drop a link here so that you can help us put a comment on this. Let me see. Let me see. So we're going to be dropping so that you can leave a comment on LinkedIn you leave a comment and share with the world what your experience was in the live training. Yeah, okay, great. So I'm going to be sharing this link with you, which I know some of you might have. So please help us to leave your comment on how the training was for you. How did you how did you how did you feel in the training? What did you gain from the training? How impactful was the training for you? It will go a long way to encourage other doubting Thomases on how to. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I think at this point, I will allow people that are late in their time zone to go and sleep. For some of us that are just waking up in our time zone, we have a lot of things to do for the rest of the day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming. I believe it's been worth your time. We look forward to seeing you in the next session. There's somebody that you think will still